To me, Black History Month means acknowledging the efforts and accomplishments of Black people in America. For example, not many people know that Daniel L. Williams founded the first Black-owned hospital in America and performed the world's first successful open-heart surgery in 1893, or that Hiram Rose Revels was the first African American to serve in the U.S. Congress. Black History Month also means taking time to reflect whether I am living up to my ancestors' dreams. My grandfather, Ernest Lewis Lockhart, was a civil rights activist in Jackson, Mississippi during the Jim Crow era. He was the president of the local chapter of the NAACP and spent a lot of time registering Black people to vote, which was not safe at that time. I look up to him as a role model because of his contributions in fighting the good fight. Because of him, I challenge myself to get involved and do as much as I can in the way of social justice in my local community. Whether it is chairing the DEI committee for the Iowa Psychological Association, serving as vice chair for DEI for the Stead Family Department of Pediatrics, or volunteering for a panel for the Go Kids STEM program. Service is a big part of how I spend my free time. As Martin Luther King Jr. once said, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Finally, Black History Month also means reflecting on the past. I recently visited the National Museum of African American History and Culture in Washington, D.C. There is a powerful exhibit entitled Slavery and Freedom that explores the complex story of slavery and freedom, which rests at the core of our nation's shared history. The exhibition begins in 15th century Africa and Europe, extends through the founding of the United States, and concludes with the nation's transformation during the Civil War and Reconstruction. In particular, what stood out to me were the many ship manifests that were engraved on the walls, which indicated how many Africans were taken and how many actually survived the voyage to America and other countries. Hundreds of thousands of Africans did not survive. Those who did survive and those that came after them gave us so much for me to be where I am today. In closing, it was heartening to see a lot of young people at the museum learning about Black history, as many of them may not learn this information in schools. It is my hope that, like my grandfather, the next generation will continue to fight the good fight.